Right, Shalom, this is your brother Shamar from the Phoenix camp. And with that being said, I want to give our honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakadash. Double honor to the elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutation to the brothers that are doing this work in truth and sincerity. We jump right into a lesson. This is Psalms 73 and 1. It says, Truly Yahweh is good to Israel, even to such as are of a clean heart. So let's get that word clean. The only thing it means pure, yeah, pure heart, pure mind. And that's speaking about the mindset of the elect. The mindset of the elect are going to be pure. They're going to be clean. They're going to be they're not going to be polluted. They're not going to be they're not going to be polluted by this world, because this world is polluted. Let's get Micah 2 and 10. It says, arise ye and depart from what? Separate yourself from what? From this world. This is a primitive root, to walk, to go, depart, proceed, to go away, to die, live manner of life, to lead, to carry, to cause, to walk. So you got to walk away from the carnal world, what we call the world, man. Brothers coming to the truth, we call it coming out of the world. Or prior to your life in the truth, we reference that to when I was in the world. And then if a man falls out the truth, we reference that to him going back to the world. So this scripture talks about the world, going back to pollution, going back to defilement, going back to wickedness, going back to not being a believer, going back to being unclean. This is the definition for polluted: to be unclean, to become unclean, to become impure, to become unclean sexually, religiously, ceremonially, defile oneself, sexually, adultery, ceremonially, be regarded as unclean. So let's go back to Psalm 73 and 1. So Psalm 71 says, Truly Yahweh is good to Israel, even such as are of a clean heart. And what's the opposite of clean? Unclean. So this is talking about a mindset that's contrary to the world. This is talking about the elect mindset. The elect mindset is going to be of a pure mind. A pure mind is going to be ruling your thoughts. So, and part of that pure mind is hating evil. Let's get Titus 1 and 15. It says, unto the pure, all things are pure. Let's get this definition for the word pure. Clean. See that? Unto the pure, all things are pure, but unto them that are defiled and believing is nothing pure. Even the mind and conscience is defiled. So to those in the world, those that are polluted, nothing is clean. All the actions that they take, nothing about them is clean or pure in the eyes of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Their whole mentality, see, it comes down to mentality. It comes down to mindsets. Because the scripture says, as a man thinketh, so I'm going to go ahead and get that. But it says, unto the pure, all things are pure. And this speaks of a clean, holy, separate mindset. The same mindset that Job had. I'm going to get that pretty soon too. But since the pure, all things are pure. But to them that defiled and believing nothing pure, but even their mind and conscience is defiled. And you see that heavily in 2/3 of our people. They accept and tolerate and believe everything. Everything's cool with them. They see nothing wrong with being a lesbian. They see nothing wrong with being a mole. They see nothing wrong with pursuing this vanity and that vanity. They see nothing wrong with adultery. They see nothing wrong with being a harlot or whore, because their conscience is defiled. They can't think in terms of a pure mind because the Spirit's not working with them. So a man in this truth, he has ability to think in terms and conditions of a pure, clean mind, because he knows the truth, because he understands the scriptures. But 2/3 of our people, they can't. Their mentality is not built that way. Their mentality is to be defiled. That's why it says right here. But even the mind and conscience is defiled. So everything they do, they think it's correct. They think it's okay. That's why it says verse 16. They profess that they know Yahweh, but in works they deny him. So they'll say to you that they believe in God. They'll even tell you that they pray to the God. They'll even tell you they pray to God. They'll tell you that they're praying for you, but in works they deny him. So their lifestyle, their fruits, walk contrary to the things that they're saying in regards to what they call God, which is not the true power that they worship. They don't worship the Lord, the Spirit and truth. Only a clean mind can do that. Only a pure, separate mind, only a holy mind can do that. It says, being abominable, they profess to know Yahweh, but in works they deny him, being abominable and disobedient unto every good work, reprobate. Let's get the word reprobate. Disqualify. So they ain't making the standards. They ain't meeting the standards, so to speak. They are in the state of pollution because they are in the world, and part of that pollution is their idolatry. And idolatry, it don't have to be necessarily a statue that you bow down to. It's anything that you put force, that you put importance to, that you put a diligence to, that you put energy to, that you put worship to. It could be sex, it could be money, it could be a folly, it could be having fun, it could be all kinds of things. This is Leviticus 18:24. It said, "Defile not yourselves in any of these things." And what things are those? The unclean things, things that the other nations are doing, which is the world, which is polluted. It says, "For in all these the nations are defiled, which I cast out before you, and the land is defiled. Therefore I do visit the iniquity thereof upon it. The land itself vomits her inhabitants." So the land is defiled, polluted. Going back to Micah 2:10, "You shall therefore keep my statutes and judgments, and shall not commit in these abominations." And this is for the guideline to hate evil, to eschew evil, just as Job did. "You shall therefore keep my statutes and my judgments, and shall not commit any of these abominations, either of your own nation, nor any stranger sojourn among you. For all these abominations are the men of the land done, which are before you, and the land is defiled." So idolatry, wickedness, uncleanness, that defiles a land. And the most defiled land is here in America. We live among the place of pollution. So that proves right there that Micah 2:10 is talking about America, because it is a defiled land. It is the great whore. It says, "For all these abominations the men of the land done, which are before you, the land defiled." So the point of it is this. The point is that idolatry and wickedness and whoredom and fornication, and how you want to call it, which is adultery, and all these things that two-thirds of our people do, they have a defiled conscience, and that makes them defiled. But we, on the other hand, if you're a man called by the Most High, if you're a hopeful elect, you're going to have a pure, clean mind. You're going to hate those things. You're going to hate evil. You're gonna be vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked. You're gonna go back to Job. You're gonna be Job 1:8. Let's get Job 1:8. It says, "The Lord said, the saint hath thou considered my servant Job." So this will qualify Job as a servant of the Most High. So you want to know the qualifications to be a servant. The Lord's telling you right here that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect, a blameless and upright man, one that feareth Yahweh and escheweth Salah, shuns or hates evil. Man, let's get the word escheweth. To turn aside, depart from, be removed, to come to an end, to cause, turn aside, to put aside. So he's gonna be removing himself from that, man. He escheweth evil. So this is what it takes to be a servant of the Most High, to fear Yahweh. And what is fear? The keeping the commandments. But the fear of the Most High, the keeping the commandments, most first and foremost, and escheweth evil, and hating every false way. Let's get 1 Peter 3:10. So we're speaking about the elect mindset, which is going to be a pure, a separate mindset, and a mindset that's in willingness, in accordance with the Most High. That's the clean heart spoken about Psalm 73 and 1. Let's get a Psalms, no, Slocky, 1 Peter, what was it? 3 and 10. It says, "For he that would love life and see good days, let him refrain his tongue from evil, and the lips that they speak no guile." Well, the good days that are being spoken of, they're not going to happen in this side. You're not going to get a good day here on this side, especially if you profess to know this word and you live according to this word. You're not going to get a good day here in Babylon the Great. There's nothing good about this place, not even the days. What this is speaking about is the reward of the elect. Because that's in the kingdom is the only place we're going to get good days. It's not going to happen here because that goes contrary to Micah 2 and 10, to depart from it. It says, "But he that love life and seek good days, let him refrain his tongue from evil and lips that speak no guile. Let him eschew evil and do good. Let him seek peace and pursue it." It's like let him seek peace and ensue it. Let's get the word ensue. Pursue it, come. "For the eyes of the Lord are over the righteous, and his ears are open unto their prayers. But the face of the Lord is against them who do evil." And that's those that have their mind, defiled, their mind and conscience defiled. That they can't, they don't see nothing wrong with the wickedness they do. They're the people that the face of the Lord is against in terms of judgment, in terms of them being wiped out by them ICBMs, in terms of them being missile food, so to speak, like the others say. So let's get Psalms 34 and I think it's 2, something like that. A few quick scriptures. Psalms 34. Let's see, where would I start? No, start 12 maybe. Say, "What man is he that desires life and loveth many days, that he may see good?" We're not, well, you know that good. We're not going to find it here in this side. Just keep that tongue from evil, and so once again it reinforces what we just read in 1 Peter, and it reinforces the character of Job. Job 1 and 8. It says, "What does a man desires life and love as many days he may see good? Keep thy tongue from evil, thy lips from speaking guile. Depart from evil and do good, seek peace and pursue it. The eyes of the Lord upon the righteous, and the ears are open to the cry." So this is a quoting uh 1 Peter, what we just read. Let's get that 1 Peter. "For the eyes of the Lord over the righteous is open to the prayers, but the face of the Lord is against him to do evil. For he that love life and good days." So this is a quote from Psalms 34 and 12. Let's run that back. So it's being reinforced. The elect mindset is being reinforced in Psalms 34:12 as it was in 1 Peter 3 and 10. Because it's basically the point of the lesson is that Psalm 73 and 1, to have a clean heart, you have to separate yourself from the pollution and the wickedness and the uncleanness of this world. We're going to get Deuteronomy 32 and 46. So you have to take a stand about your behavior, about your conduct, who you be around, who you associate with, how you speak, what your daily actions are. They all have to be in accordance to the scriptures and align with the will of the Most High. You can't give yourself no slack in dealing with these people, man. You got to be careful how you deal with these people of the world, because their minds are seared with wickedness, with defilement. You got to understand that. So you can't have really no part in them, because scriptures say that we got to be separate. This is Deuteronomy 32 and 46. And it says, "And he said unto them, Set your hearts unto all the words which I testify among you this day, which ye shall which he shall command your children to observe to do all the words of his law. For it's not a vain thing for you, because your life. This is the lifestyle that we are supposed to have. The law, statutes, commandments, the moral code of the scriptures. This is the life that the Lord destined for us to live. It was destined for us to have a wholly separate lifestyle, and we're going to have that in the kingdom. But to the best of your ability, you gotta pursue that lifestyle. Here among the filthy conversation, the conduct of these two-thirds and heathens and Edomites out here. It says, for it's not a vain thing for you. This is the only thing that's not vain. Everything else is vain, vanity, folly. It has no substance, it has no meat, it has no lasting. It's all going to be destroyed. For it's not a vain thing for you, because it is your life, and through this thing you should prolong your days in the land where you go over to possess. So this is our life, man. This is the lifestyle, the mentality, the way of thinking that we were supposed to have. This is the proper way of being for the Israelite man, the so-called Black, Latino, Native American, to have a pure, separate, holy mind. Let's get Romans 1:1. And when you come into this truth, you separate yourself from the world. So this is Romans 1:1. Paul, a servant of Yahweh Shai, called to be an apostle, separated, see that, unto the gospel of Yahweh. So to be called to serve is to be separate. And another word for separate is holy. Let's get Proverbs 8:35 real quick. It says, for whoso findeth me findeth life, and shall obtain favor from the Lord. Blessed is the man. Well, sorry, I'll start at verse 32. This is our life, going back to, we read Deuteronomy. Now therefore hearken unto me, O ye children, for blessed are they that keep my ways. Why? Because this is the life. This is our life. This is the lifestyle we are supposed to live. Hear instruction and be wise, refuse it not. Blessed is the man that heareth me, watching daily in my gates, putting at the posts of my doors. For whoso findeth me findeth life, and shall obtain favor of the Lord. But he that sinneth against me wrong his own soul. All they that hate me love death. So you're either going to walk in life, or you're going to walk in death. You're going to either separate yourself from the world, or you're going to be with the world. That's why the scripture says you cannot serve two gods. You cannot serve the Most High and Mammon. Because once again, we're called to be holy. Let's get Mark 8:35. Mark 8:35, it says, for whosoever shall save his life shall lose it, but whosoever shall lose his life for my sake, and the gospel the same shall save it. What shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? As we read in Proverbs 8, what did it say? He that sins against me wrong his soul, and all they that hate me love death. So to have a life of comfort and joy here is to seek death, basically. If you can understand that. But he that sins against me wrongs his own soul. All that hate me love death. If you go to Mark 8:35, let's bring it again. It says, for what shall it profit a man shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? For whoso shall save, verse 35, whoso shall save his life shall lose it. Who shall lose life for my sake and the gospel's sake, the same shall save the same shall save it. How do you save your life? Or let's get that word save. How do you, because you're living for yourself. To save, keep safe and sound, which contain destruction, to save suffering, to make health, preserve one who is in danger, to save and take negatively deliver from the penalties, to save from the evils. So basically, to save your own life is to do your thing. This is talking about living your life for the Most High, to serve. And part of being serving, and part of being called, like we read in the scripture, Romans 1:1, part of being separate or holy is a departing, like we said in Micah 2:10, a departing from the world and the people of the world and the things of the world and the customs and fashions of this world. So as you read in the scripture that we brought out, the Lord demands a separation, and it's going to be lonely most of the time. If you separate yourself from the world and the people that are in the world, you're going to have a very lonely lot. The only time you're not is when you're around brothers, but you're not going to fit in anywhere else. Nor should you desire to fit in anywhere else, because we understand that all these other things are wickedness. Let's get up. So once again, we are called to be separate, and that's something that that you gotta have the spirit upon you to do that, because most people, these 2/3, they don't want to do that. Let's get Leviticus 20:7. It says sanctify. Let's get the word sanctify. Consecrate. Let's get the word salakia. That's not what I wanted. It says to be set apart. See right there, definition 1. So we can read it. Set apart yourself, therefore, and be ye holy, for the Lord of your holy. And the word holy goes into separate. Sacred, holy, one set apart. See that? Separate. Let's get 1 Peter 1:15. But as he which has called you is holy, so be ye holy in all manner of conversation. So you got to be separate, man. And I know that word conversation goes to conduct, yeah. Because it is written, "Be ye holy, for I am holy." So you have to separate yourself, man. You gotta put away a lot of things. This is what's demanded of us. We just read a scripture that proved that, and we just read the alternative that is death. So you gotta be careful of how you do things, man, and who you be around, and who you associate with. In what manner you conduct yourselves among these heathens out here, or these peons, like we like to call them. But with that being said, it's a real quick lesson. Most High will and hope is edifying. Was that we give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Kahala Yahweh Basham Yahweh Shai. Let's keep on pushing. Shalom.